can count on the richest person in the world to break records with the price of their newest house. I'm sure you already guessed I'm talking about Jeff Bezos, who just bought the Warner Estate mansion in Beverly Hills for $165 million. Aside from his new mega mansion in the hills, Jeff owns real estate all over the states, including a New York City penthouse worth $80 million, places in Washington, West Texas, and more. The list goes on. In this video, we're going to take a look inside Jeff's $165 million estate and some of his other properties. Jeff Bezos is an internet and aerospace entrepreneur, investor, media tycoon, and more. He's best known for being the founder, CEO, and president of none other than Amazon. I mean, where would we be without Amazon? I probably couldn't live without my Prime deliveries. At the time of this recording, Jeff is 56 years old. He graduated from Princeton back in '86 with a degree in electrical engineering and computer science. And after working on Wall Street, he founded Amazon in 1994. It started as a simple online bookstore, but now it's grown into the world's largest online sales company. Amazon offers a ton of e-commerce products and services ranging from video streaming, AI, and more. Among Jeff's long list of accomplishments, he founded the aerospace manufacturer Blue Origin in 2000, which had a successful test flight to space in 2015, and more plans for the future. He also has a venture capital firm, Bezos Expeditions, where he manages a ton of investments. So yes, Jeff is the richest man in the world and the first centibillionaire on the Forbes list. That being said, his net worth is over an estimated $130 billion US. Hey guys, it's Kara, and today we're doing another house tour here on Famous Entertainment. Today we're gonna take a look at the world's richest person, Jeff Bezos, and the estate he bought in Beverly Hills for a whopping $165 million, as well as some of his other mega mansions across the states. If you like these videos, make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell to be notified when we post so you can always be up to date. We've also done house tours on the likes of Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp, and we'll have links to those at the end of this. Follow me on Instagram because I love connecting with you guys. I've also been reading all your comments and I'm going to be responding to some at the end of this as usual. I need you to let me know who to do next in the comments down below and whose home you'd like to see. Now let's get into this video. So I'm just gonna jump right in today and start telling you guys about Jeff's brand new mega mansion. According to the Wall Street Journal, the purchase price of the estate is a new record for the Beverly Hills area, and Jeff is officially the top paying buyer in the Los Angeles real estate market after this one. Mr. Bezos paid an unbelievable $165 million for this property in the celeb-filled Beverly Hills, which was previously owned by David Geffen, co-founder of DreamWorks. Don't be alarmed though, because for the richest person in the world, this price is only an 1/8% of Jeff's net worth. Pretty crazy. Jeff's new mansion is actually the Warner Estate, designed in the 1930s for Jack Warner, obviously the president of Warner Brothers. It's considered one of the top mansions built during the Hollywood Golden Era. Mr. Warner spent over a decade working on the mansion, and the Georgian Revival style estate was made to host the most elaborate parties, including guests like Albert Einstein and Howard Hughes. Jeff's new home is in the Benedict Canyon area of Beverly Hills and tucked away in serious privacy. The estate's gates open up to a winding driveway lined by trees that go right up the hills to the main mansion and paved motor court. The property spans 9 acres of land and hosts the massive main mansion as well as 2 guest houses. The main home is 13,600 square feet of living space and has 8 beds and 9 baths. Apparently, one level in the mansion even has floors that the great Napoleon stood on when he proposed. The front door in this place opens up to a 2-story entryway with a fancy floor made from a variety of woods, and of course a sweeping staircase leading to the upstairs bedrooms. On the first floor, there's a main living room with 18th century design, a fireplace, and cut glass chandelier. The dining room is also on the main floor, and although it's at an average of 16 guests, it could be expanded to fit several dozen, making it perfect for hosting those parties. Jeff's new mansion also has a library and sunroom beside the living room, which has more seating and doubles as a lounge area. Although recent photos of the Warner Estate's interior are limited, we know there's a screening room and an expansive top-of-the-line bar. The bar is designed in a Gothic style and has a Mexican chandelier from the 1820s. Previous owner David Geffen allegedly spent $45 million on renovations to the home and an additional $20 million just on landscaping. The impressive grounds offer multiple terraces and gardens, a nursery, 3 greenhouses, and 2 ponds. The motor court even has its own service garage and gas pumps. Not to mention the beautiful swimming pool located on Jeff's new property and tennis courts. If that's not enough, the estate has its own 9-hole golf course, and if you make friends with the neighbors, they apparently have a golf course too, so you can play 18 holes without leaving your backyard. So it's clear Jeff has made quite the investment purchasing this historic Hollywood property, and it sounds like a palace worth the price tag. $165 million sounds like quite enough to spend, but not for Jeff. In a separate transaction, his venture capital firm Bezos Expeditions is buying 120 undeveloped acres in Beverly Hills for $90 million, according to a source. If that's true, I wonder what Jeff's plans are for it. Now let's take a look at Jeff's other properties he owns, or at least a few, because let me tell you, there's a lot of them. Last year, Jeff scooped up not 1, but 3 apartments in none other than New York City, which cost him an estimated $80 million. He bought a breathtaking penthouse unit as well as the 2 apartments underneath. Jeff's New York apartments are in a building beside Madison Square Park in Manhattan, and the purchase includes his 3-story penthouse, a private elevator, and a few large terraces. The 3 units combined span 17,000 square feet and have 12 bedrooms, not to mention the amazing views as it looks over the park. Jeff's building has a fitness center, golf simulator, a games room, and a movie screening room. The penthouse unit itself covers the top 3 floors of the entire building and has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3 powder rooms, and multiple balconies. Inside Jeff's apartment, you'll see it's designed in a modern style with plenty of windows for natural light. The master bedroom suite is huge, made up of multiple spaces, and the attached bathroom has a view of the Empire State Building. A massive great room in the penthouse takes up most of the main floor and attaches to the library and stairway that leads you upstairs. The second floor has 1 rooftop terrace that spans the entire length of the building, and a sunlit lounge, where the 3rd floor offers additional outdoor room for entertaining and another lounge. Jeff owns a handful of other properties across the US, but since his divorce from Mackenzie, I'm not sure who kept what. We know Jeff owns land in a tiny waterfront city beside Seattle called Medina, Washington. Bill Gates also has a home here. This tiny town of 3,000 people is a haven for some of these big shots as they get so much privacy. Jeff owns an estate here he bought in 1998 for $10 million, which spans over 5 acres of land and has a 20,000 square foot house and an additional 8,300 square foot house. Apparently this house had a giant renovation in 2010, and then Jeff also bought the mansion next door for an alleged $53 million. Jeff also has crazy real estate in Washington, D.C. In 2016, he spent $23 million in cash to buy a property in the exclusive Kalorama neighborhood where the Obamas also live. It includes 2 separate buildings with 27,000 square feet of living space and a huge yard. The larger home is titled the Wood House and used for entertaining guests, and the other house, the Pope House, is Jeff's living quarters. Between the 2 homes, there are 5 living rooms and lounges, 3 kitchens, 2 libraries, 2 gyms, 25 bathrooms, and 11 bedrooms. Excessive to say the least. Other features include a 1,500 square foot ballroom in the Wood House, a whiskey cellar, a garden room and pavilion, elevators, and a huge lounge with a bar. Of course, the house used for guests also has a ton of bedrooms on the 3rd floor as well as staff quarters. Jeff also spent $12 million on renovations to this DC estate, likely making it more impressive. I could go on and on about Jeff's epic properties, but it's seriously exhausting. On top of all of this, he has a West Texas ranch, which is the biggest of them all, spanning 30,000 acres of land, which doubles as the site of his space company Blue Origin, an additional multi-million-dollar compound in Beverly Hills, and more. It's estimated that between Jeff and his ex-wife Mackenzie, the family also owns somewhere around 100,000 additional acres scattered across the US. I gotta say, it must be taking them a while to divide all of these properties. Now we've officially taken a look at where the richest man in the world calls home, most impressively the Warner estate he just bought for $165 million in Beverly Hills. Jeff can now include this piece of Hollywood history in his real estate portfolio, and by looking at the 9-acre property, he'll certainly have every reason to brag. Aside from this record-breaking purchase in Los Angeles, Jeff owns countless properties all over the United States. This includes the others we looked at, like his $80 million investment in New York, made up of a 3-level penthouse and additional apartments, his private homes in the small town of Medina, Washington, the 2-building estate in Washington, D.C., and much more. After seeing all these homes, which did you guys like the best? I really love the Warner estate because of the old Hollywood vibe. I really don't think you can top that. I hope Jeff doesn't renovate this home too much because he'll lose that amazing history. A mansion like that should stay classic. Okay guys, now it's time for me to read out some of your comments from other videos. On our recent Black China house tour, the Salad wrote, "Keep it up, I love your videos. Can you make Ellen DeGeneres and Post Malone?" Thanks Salad, and those are two great requests. I can definitely make it happen, so keep your eye out. On our Brad Pitt house tour, which by the way you should check out if you like this one considering he also owns a compound in the hills, VME Brooke E said, "Really neat that he had an image in '94 to create a Dreamland spread. Smart. I'd like to see you do country singer homes like Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, etc. Honestly, I love country music and I've always wanted to do some vids on these stars, so if more of you guys are into that content, let me know because I'd love to try it." I also got some comments requesting Missy Elliott, Eminem, and Dr. Dre house tours, so if those are other celebs you'd like to see, be sure to let me know. Alright guys, that's all I could find on Jeff Bezos' new $165 million estate in Beverly Hills, as well as his other properties, and I can't say I'm too shocked considering he is, after all, the richest man in the world. What did you guys think of the Warner estate? What was your fave part? Or which one of Jeff's properties is your favorite? Let me know in the comments, as well as what other celebrity houses you'd like to see. Follow me on Instagram if you want to chat more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!